everyone, it's Lucy from KBeautyHobbit.com. You seem to really like my Overhyped product series where I go through some really popular products that may or may not be overhyped, and I just give you my opinion on whether or not they're worth their hype. Of course, keep in mind this is just my opinion, so if something works for you or you really love it, feel free to keep using it. Who am I to tell you not to? And if you have your own opinions on the things that I'm showing and you agree or disagree with me, please leave me a comment. The first product is the iconic Cosrx Low pH Good Morning Cleanser. It looks like this. I have just the travel sizes now, but I've had the full size probably 4 or 5 times in the last 6 years. And when I first started getting into Korean beauty in 2016, this was the hot item. Everybody was using it. Everybody was talking about it. You have acne, have you tried this? Have you tried the Cosrx cleanser? Have you tried it? Have you tried it? Have you tried it? It is not bad. It just really depends on your skin type. I like it occasionally, like a couple times a week, not bad. It has salicylic acid in it and it can really help with some breakouts. However, if you use it every day, it tends to be super drying, at least for me. And I have combination skin with some oily zones. My husband has more of an oily skin, and even for him, it was a little drying. He's not the one to complain, and to be honest, I'm happy he's doing anything. Like, I'm happy he's washing his face with not his all-in-one shampoo, body wash, grout cleaner type of thing, right? I'm happy he's using face wash, but he came to me eventually and was like, hey, is there a different one I can use because this one just dries my skin out? So I think if used in moderation, just a couple times a week, it is not a bad product. For a daily cleanser, I don't love it. If you want a low pH cleanser, I would recommend Purito instead, or Cosrx has a really good CICA cleanser that I find is more gentle and better for actually daily use. Next is Hada Labo Anything. Hada Labo cleansing oil, Hada Labo lotions, which are like toners, Hada Labo Anything seems to be a crowd favorite all the time. I've had a couple of their products. I love the cleansing oil. I talked about that in one of my recent videos. It is fantastic. It is affordable. You can get a refill pack for it. Totally deserves the hype. Then I have this. I will look up the exact name for this and put it in the description box because there's not really an English name on the bottle, but it is one of their essences slash toners. It's pretty thick. It has a similar consistency to Klairs Unscented or Klairs Original Supple Prep Toner. I really, really, really like it. I can see why the hype. I can totally see it. It makes my skin so nice and plump, and it's not heavy and it's not sticky. It's a perfect evening product before moisturizer. I love it. I love the oil. I have another bottle of something, it's a white one that I haven't opened yet, but I will, of Hada Labo, but I have really, really high hopes for that because this has been fantastic. Totally deserves the hype. Go get it. Go buy something Hada Labo if you haven't yet. This product is not Asian, and my channel typically focuses on Asian products, but I thought it was worth mentioning just because I keep seeing things like this all the time, including on the accounts of people who typically focus on Asian skincare. These are reusable eye masks. Mine are by Pacifica, but there are some other brands that make them, and it's silicone eye patches that you peel off of the backing here and you put it on just like you would a hydrogel eye patch under your eyes, usually after applying serum, and you just let it sit there. Then you remove them, wash them, dry them, and put them away to be used again. I have the eye patches, and then I also have a forehead patch by Pacifica. I bought these with my own money, and I have mixed feelings. Yes, I love that these are more sustainable than hydrogel patches because those are a one single-use item that you just throw away, and then there's packaging, of course, that you throw away. Most hydrogel patches that I use come in jars, so at least you have one jar to recycle for all of the patches inside. Usually there's 60 of them or so, but then there's some that come in individual packs, so then you have a packaging waste or recycling for each pair of the hydrogel patches. However, these, I just don't reach for them as much because they're kind of a pain. First of all, they're sort of thick, and I think maybe some other brands are thinner. This is a little thick, so they do adhere okay. It's harder though when you have serum to really make them adhere, but fine, especially the forehead one. The forehead one is really big. But you put it on and you walk around with it, but then you have to take it off and you have to wash them, and then you can't just put them away while they're wet. So this even has a warning on the back here that says make sure that the patches are completely dry when storing. Well, you can't pad dry the sticky part, the part that goes on the skin. If you pad dry that with a towel, it's going to get all linty. I don't have anything like lint free that I could pat dry them with, and if I did, it would probably have to be a disposable item, so that's not really sustainable either. So what I end up doing is I wash them, then I put them this side down, the side that's not sticky down, and I pat dried this side, then I set them with this side down with the sticky side up and let them dry, but then I have to remember to flip them back around and put them away. I don't know if that's just first world problems that I'm complaining about that, but that feels like a lot of steps, and so I just don't reach for them as much. I do think they're fine. It's not bad, but I also think that maybe if you're that concerned about waste, which is completely your right, maybe just not using eye patches would be better, or maybe get like a silicone mask that is meant to replace an entire sheet mask, right? And you put serum under that and put the whole mask on, and it would cover your eye area and the forehead and everything in one, and then you only have one piece to wash instead of washing eye patches and forehead patches, and they also make lip patches. I don't know. If you use these and you have some sort of better way to wash and dry them that doesn't involve them acquiring a bunch of towel lint, let me know. But for me, it's just not been that easy to implement to my skincare routine. Do they work? I think so. I mean, they keep the serum from evaporating, and so more of it goes into your skin, arguably, right? And then the forehead patch does temporarily make you limit your movements of the forehead and the eyebrows and everything. So just by sheer by the fact that it limits the amount of movement you make with your forehead, it kind of helps smooth out wrinkles temporarily. So that does work. I'm just not sure that it's for me. The I'm From Honey mask, the product that I probably always have on hand. This is a brand new thing. This is a travel tube. I just finished a jar of this. I think it was in my most recent empties video. I always have this, almost always. I love it. It's a fantastic wash-off mask. People really have different opinions of this. This is one of those polarizing products that a lot of people don't think is worth the hype, but I think it does. It does leave kind of a layer, like a feeling of sort of, I don't know, protective sheen maybe on the skin after you wash it off. Some people really don't like that. I like it because I reach for this when my skin is really parched and just not doing well. When it's dry and maybe a little irritated and I just need to nourish it a little bit more, I do this. I wash it off, then I put on face cream and go to bed. And it works really well for me. By morning, nothing is sticky or heavy or anything. Actually, this isn't sticky in general, but it does leave some sort of like sheen kind of on the face that some people don't like. They feel like they could put another product on top of it and have it penetrate. And maybe they're right, but I don't put anything else really after using this other than a cream and then going to bed, and that works for that just fine. I love, 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 love this. Back to Cosrx. They are the OG pimple patch, the red pack. I don't have the red pack on me. I do have it somewhere, probably in my crate of shame, which is full of products I haven't opened yet, but don't worry, nothing expires until 2024, 2025. I try not to open too many things. That's part of how I manage my waste. I don't like to open a ton of things and then have them all, you know, have the clock start ticking, because once you open something, it's usually only good for 12 months, but while it's sealed, it's good until the date that's printed on the box. So anyway, I'm pretty sure I have the original red ones somewhere, but regardless, even if I don't, I've used them so many times. And then now Cosrx has these ones, and these are the intensive. They have tea tree leaf oil and salicylic acid in them. I love Cosrx patches. I love the original ones when they were the only option. I prefer now some of the other ones. I like the Purito one because it has the beveled design, meaning the outsides are thinner than the inside or than the middle part, so they blend more seamlessly in with the skin. These ones are similar to that. I like that these have a little bit of medication in them because most of the time it's just hydrocolloid, which most of the time is just fine. But if you have a super painful pimple, especially if it's like a blind one and there's no whitehead and no way to relieve that discomfort by maybe like putting a patch and then peeling it off and having the pus come out, these are really good. I feel like these really reduce the painful sensations, and I think the Cosrx will always be the OG pimple patch for me, even if they didn't invent them. I don't know if they did or not, I never checked on that, but these were definitely, the red ones were the first pimple patches that I've ever seen. So it was my first pimple patch introduction. It'll always be the original. There's so many other good ones now, but if you've never tried a pimple patch, Cosrx is a good ones to try because they're for sure good quality. Otherwise, Purito is also very nice. Even Skin1004 has pimple patches now. A lot of brands make them now. So find something that's easy to procure and is a good price and try that. More or less, they're all the same, but Cosrx is the original and they're very good. Next is Klairs Freshly Juiced Vitamin E Sleeping Mask. It is meant to be a nighttime moisturizer. That's why it's called a sleeping mask or sleeping pack. It's just another way to say evening moisturizer. And this one used to be super popular, probably more so like 3, 4, 5 years ago. It's still really well known, but I don't see as much hype about it anymore. Just I think because it's a well-established product, and Klairs and Wish Trend family of brands in general keep releasing new things that they more focus on around marketing. But this is a really good product. I like it. Not everybody does. I like it. One of my favorite features about it has nothing to do with its efficacy, but it's, look at it. This is not a new jar. It bounces back. It always has a smooth surface. I have used this. I'm not going to stick my hands in it now because they're not super clean, but I basically would dig out a piece, right, and apply it. It just goes on like a cream, but it's bouncy in texture, and then by next morning it is perfectly smooth and amazing again. I don't know why. It's just like, some people call it memory foam creams. Innisfree used to make a wine jelly sleeping pack that was like it, that I loved, and it smelled like wine. They discontinued it, which is a shame. I really like that product, but this one's really good. Actually, it's after I've been holding it like that at an angle showing you, it's now at an angle, and here you can see like the whole product kind of slid down a little bit, but it'll recover. It will straighten itself out again. I reach for this when my skin needs a little bit extra TLC, when it gets cold, when the seasons are changing, when the indoor heat comes on, or if I get a little windburnt or anything like that. Klairs recommends using their freshly juiced vitamin C serum first and then using this mask because C and E work well together. However, I prefer to use my vitamin C's in the morning because they can boost the efficacy of your SPF, and so I didn't really use them together much, but this is just a good finisher to an evening routine on those days that I want a little bit richer moisturizer than the ones that I typically use. I don't have this next product to show you, even though I've owned it so many times, and I thought for sure I had it, but it's the I'm from Mugwort. Actually, the whole line, but more specifically the mask and the essence. They're both absolutely lovely. That Mugwort mask was my first Mugwort wash-off mask love. Since then, I've also found Access Y and Isntree, both are good, but still, I'm from Mugwort is absolutely fantastic. The mask is lovely and soothing. It's gel-like. It's great if you have a breakout or if you have busy fingers and picked your skin like I tend to do sometimes. I'm not proud of that. Don't do that, but it does happen. This is real life. And then the I'm from Mugwort essence is fantastic for any sort of irritation. If my skin is red because I, don't know, scratched it or picked at it, or if it's red because it's that time of the month, or just because, I don't know. Sometimes my skin just likes to break out so I can test soothing products, I swear. So lovely, and the products come in glass packaging, which is a big selling point for me because it just makes everything feel extra luxurious when I do my skincare. My camera battery died with no warning, so that was fun. Last but not least is the Skin1004 Madagascar Centella Water Fit Sun Serum, SPF 50+. My tube is empty. I have another brand new tube that I'm about to open. I thought I could at least squeeze a couple drops from this to show you, but I couldn't. I will cut this up and get the rest of it because I can see that there's some product there, but it's not coming out anymore. It has a pump dispenser like this, which is really nifty. I took this to Vegas with me and it was over 100 degrees there. I burned super quickly. I didn't burn at all. I even used it on my body because I try not to bring too many different sunscreens with me. I mean, I still did, but you know, I kind of tend to use the same thing on my body as on my face when I'm traveling. This is not sticky, no white cast. Absolutely fantastic. It's probably my favorite sunscreen of maybe the last 6 months. I just really like it. I mean, there are other formulas that I also enjoy, but this one is fantastic. And it had a lot of hype when it first came out, lots of reviews, a lot of people loved it, and I think absolutely rightfully so. I would encourage you to try it if you haven't, especially if you're somebody with a deeper skin tone and maybe it's hard for you to find sunscreens that don't have a white cast at all. This one should not have any white cast on any skin tone, and my deeper skin friends confirm that also. So total win from Skin1004. I'm not really surprised, to be honest. They make fantastic stuff. I'm a little biased because I like them and I've met their team and they're fantastic, but still, There's some products that I like and some I don't, but most of them are really good, and this is no exception. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope this was useful or at least entertaining for you. And if you have your own opinion on any of these or any more overhyped products that you think I should try or maybe review, leave me a comment. You can find me on Instagram at KBeautyHobbit, my blog KBeautyHobbit.com, and in my private Facebook group Korean Beauty Fanatics. I will see you in my next video. Until then, please remember to always listen to your skin. Thank you so much.